Hi YouTube, welcome back to the garage. Today we're going to tear into Project CRF a little bit. And mostly we are only going to be working on the XR100. And what we're going to do today is kind of look at, oh hey, that's not even undone. Kind of look at some of the issues this bike has. If you've watched my last video, you would have seen that we determined that we have some fuel issues with carburetor being gummed up. And we do have spark, so that's nice. But we do not have compression, and so that's a pretty big problem. And so what I wanted to look into today is I'm hoping that the compression problem is from the valves being out of adjustment. So what we need to do is we need to get into the top of this motor. This is where our rocker arms are. Got some wires here in the way. So let's go ahead . Pry that out of there. And what is this guy? Well, that's our clutch. Okay, let's get this guy out of the way here. There we go. Let's go ahead and unplug. Alright. Throttle cable, that can just sit out of the way. So, looks like we have two 8mm bolts. Nope, 10s. Now, come on. There we go. That way. There, all right, we're going to come out. So let's see if I can reach over here, find the kickstart. Let's turn it over. Wow. Okay, spinning. Okay, there goes the valves. So, okay, valve. Right there. The valve, everything should be up. Grab this valve. Closed up. You probably can't. If I grab that, maybe you can't. Got a tiny bit of wiggle. See over here on this exhaust side, wiggle. Hard to catch on camera. But this one also has a tiny bit of wiggle. And that's actually bad because I was hoping these would be out of spec and that the valves would be stuck open and that would be why we're low on compression. So now I have to go back to the drawing board. Why don't we have compression? We come over here and pull our spark plug out. Let me see here, where's that wrench? Right here. Pull this spark plug out. So an engine is an air pump. And the valves open up at the right times to let air in on this side and out on the exhaust side. And when those valves are closed, the cylinder, the part the spark plug's going into, should be fairly well sealed. There's rings on the piston that seal it up. And so when you open up a giant hole in the side of that cylinder by taking the spark plug out, now the air should pump out of this hole. So if I put my finger over the hole, I should... Oh, there was some compression there that time. Oh, there... Alright, so I think I may have misdiagnosed our compression. I get vacuum, I just felt it try to suck my finger in, and then right there, I don't know if you can hear it, we'll try again. There, nice big puff of air there. What I would hope for. There. There's another. None. We've probably gone 5 or 6 revolutions of the motor now. There. On about the 7th revolution, I get compression again. What in the world could cause that? I am at a loss. I am at a complete loss. This should not be that sloppy. We're going to have to tighten up that chain. It could be that our timing's off. You know, if this chain has somehow skipped a tooth, which it is pretty loose. I don't think it's loose enough to skip a tooth. Anyway, not sure what's going on with it. But if I turn it over, I get compression sometimes. It's also a very noisy valve train. Loosey-goosey. There's a lot of slop in here. She's got some miles. I don't see an automatic decompression device, and I think it would be odd on a motor of this size. You wouldn't really need one. Sometimes the camshaft has a little lobe on it that spins out with centrifugal force. There's none of that gizmo on here. So there's no automatic decompression that I can find. Unless there's one buried deep in the motor somewhere. I wonder... There was a nice puff again. It wouldn't be bad rings because now I'm getting it fairly consistent. You know, I don't know what's going on here. I really don't. Starting to get oil up into the top end. It had been sitting for so long, the oil had drained all out. So now, by turning it over, I actually can see oil start puddling out the end of the camshaft there. Well, maybe it just needed to lube up. I am completely baffled. But I do get some compression, which gives me some hope. So we're going to cross the valves off of our list of problems. They are good enough. We still have the problem of the spark plug being stripped out here, the spark plug hole, and we still have all this shmoo down underneath the head, which is probably caused by a blown head gasket. So I'm going to put this all back together, and I'm not going to bore you guys with that. But the plot thickens a little bit. She's a bit of an enigma here, this one. It's not acting how I expected. It's very common for these to be out of spec, to be overly tight and you lose compression. This one, even though it's worn and loosey-goosey, is in spec. So either somebody's adjusted this or it just was kind of loosey-goosey from the factory, which is plausible. It's okay for them to move around some. But this isn't. Well, now look at that. Look at that. It must have a hydraulic tensioner. the chain is no longer loose. When the oil started coming up into the top end of the motor, it pumped that guy up. So, and the more I kick it over here, the more compression I get. It was just all dried out. Unbelievable. I've never had anything like that. So, we still have the problems in the carburetor. It's still gummed up. We can't get fuel into this thing. But if we grab this guy, oh boy, this was a pain in the butt before. I think he goes like this. See if we can get him back through here again. Come on up. Come on. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, if we grab this spark plug and push it into that, oh my, oh boy. Okay, and let's see if it can grab a thread. We just need a thread right there. Right there. Okay. Spark plug is kind of sort of holding. Now, let's see here. Get this. So what I'm going to try to do right now is get overly excited and jump ahead. You know, once again, this is a budget build. This bike was destined to be scrapped, to be parts, and which is what I'm going to do to it. But I'm going to try to use the entirety of the engine, and if I can get it running, we can go ahead and put it in that CR80. Maybe we can blow the spark plug out the side. That'd be hilarious. Alright, if we blow the spark plug out the side, we'll consider it a win. Okay, no fire hazard there. Wow! We did! There it is. Combustion. Enough to blow the spark plug out of the tiny little threads. This is savable. Next video, why don't we take this apart, and we're going to do one of two things. I haven't decided which. We're either going to clean this carburetor, or we're going to pull this head off and tap out that spark plug hole. Heck, I'm so excited right now. Maybe we'll just use a vacuum cleaner and do it with it on the bike. I don't know. I'll figure that out, and I'll talk to you guys and show you next time.